So, good morning. Let me just see whether the microphone is better than the last time. Hold on. Let me just see whether. All right, seems better. Can you hear me better than last time? I have headphones on, so the audio should be going through the microphone and not through the microphone on my phone. And I think that should be better. Yes, good. All right, hello. Great, good. Then I will be using my earphones from now on. I should have done this since the first stream, but oh well. You live and you learn. Let me just move this a little bit like this. I will be working on Finnegan today, but I would like to finish something first. Yes, I would just like to finish this and then I will be working on Finnegan. Just a second, it's... All right, should be fine. And I can see well. Good morning or evening. Hello. I've decided to come on now and not in the evening since I have to do some things later, so I'm not certain how I will be with time. Can you see the cord? A little bit, but it's not, it doesn't, it's fine. Also, I finished the next part of the comic and it's up on my Pixiv, so I will post it on Instagram in the evening probably, but if you leave the stream sooner and you would like to see it, it's up there, so feel free to. And I'm a little hot now. Can you see me? No, good. Hello.
Hello.
How was it?
It was very tasty.
Nice. I'm glad. What?
To nisi ti jela?
To sam ja. To sam ja i ovo sam ja.
A ovo nije live?
Je.
Okay.
It's electronic magic.
Ali ovo malo traje.
Da, ima delay. Ali da vidim, pošto se ne vidim tu, da vidim ovdje. Kako se vidim. I da mogu vidjeti chat.
What do they say?
Oh my god, everyone is here. Hello,
We
hello.
can hear you way better though. Hi guys! Okay, I'm out. You come with me. Please come with me.
Menace.
Or don't come with me.
They also say hi to you. Anyway, you heard my child now. Hello, good morning, Kia. And good evening, Ren. I'm sorry. I know that you said that the live was over at around 10 p.m. your time last time. I promise that I'm going to when I'll be making your rosary, I will be. We will find a time that fits you better than this. I promise. For now, I'm doing the best that I can, but when I will be doing lives for you for your rosaries, they will be set so they fit you better than me. I would have gone live earlier, but I was still editing something for the comic, and I really wanted to finish it, considering that I've been working on it for over a month. And speaking of the rosaries, for you, for Kia, and for Charles, which I'm not certain he's in here. Everything is on its way, so you will be aware when the things come for you here. For your pieces. Mm. Although depending on the shipping, I wanted to ask, because I had to order a couple of different things for each one of your rosaries. And I'm not certain when which one will come. So in case, if the supplies for a rosary for someone whose request I've taken later come before, would it be a problem if I make that rosary before, while I'm still waiting for the rest of the supplies? I just wanted to ask that, considering all of you are here now, whose rosaries I'm waiting on the supplies for. Okay. Because sometimes I order something 2 weeks before, and then I order something else, and the item that I ordered later comes way before, because for some reason sometimes they get stuck on the border, especially now when they have a lot of packages to scan. So I cannot really know when something will come. I have no control over it, so okay, I'm glad, thank you. I will see what comes sooner, but all of them will be made at approximately the same time. Greetings, Charles. I was just mentioning you. reckon I have way more impactful number one enemies of this church than border control, but I do not mind waiting when it is something for me, because, you know, I'm certain that they have a lot of work there to do. Although I am waiting on some documents that have been stuck on the border for over a week now, so that has not been very helpful, but I understand that they have a lot of work to do themselves, so, you know, it is how it is. But yes, you will be aware when your items come. Everything is on its way, so I'm hoping to make your things soon. Yes, I was meaning to ask. I'm also aware that your country is not the is very how do I say it? Very protective of their animals and wildlife and flora and fauna, and also beach sand and everything, the entire ecosystem, which I appreciate. But also, I wanted to ask you if you even could send the feathers to me, or I mean, if you cannot, it's no issue. As I told you, I did not expect for you to send me anything back, but if it is too much of a hassle, I do not mind, really. Also, Charles, I wanted to tell you, considering I'm already collecting everything for your rosary, I reckon I will send your package and the rosary at the same time, so everything will arrive a little later, but everything will arrive together. So I think it pays off more for me to send everything at the same time. So I hope you do not mind waiting for a little bit. At first I thought that I was going to make your rosary much later in time, but considering you already had the sketch finished and we already found everything that we needed, I would prefer to send everything in a larger box that is harder to lose in transport. Okay, good. Oh, I'm very excited to see them, Carla. Also, I hope Yoshi is doing well, and that you managed to settle everything at the vet's office. But I'm looking forward to reading them and all of the other ones that you will write. I do not think we ever had anyone write poems for October, although I could be wrong on that. I've had a lot of entries throughout the years, so. But yes, it will be a good change of entries. And I reckon you've sent me some poems at some point in time, but I cannot remember if I ever replied to that. I'm very sorry. But yes, I really like your poetry, so I will be glad to share it with everyone else. If you will share it, of course. Yes, I mentioned, I've had one person who writes little horror stories for each day. I'm not certain whether they will participate this year, but they've been participating for the past 2 to 3 years, I think. And it's always, I love the diversity in art form. Oh, please do tell me what you think of the incense. They're quite, they're not as intense, so I tend to burn two at the same time, but I love them. They're very good. Also for the resins, you can get yourself a frankincense burner, or you can make one out of, if you have those little, they're not quite diffusers, the stands with a cup in them. If you saw them on my little altar here for emerald, you can just put the stand. Sorry, I'm still tired and my brain is half functioning. Where you put the water in on the top and the tea light in the bottom, a candle. You can just put some foil into the stand and then put the resin on it and light the candle underneath, and it will do the same thing that the burner will do. And also on the burners, they often give you these little nets that you have to repurchase because the oils get in them and you cannot use them anymore. But the foil, it's very easy to clean the resin after the oils have evaporated from it. So I recommend, it's like a little DIY way to burn frankincense, so you do not have to buy a special burner for it. And the foil, the aluminium foil, heats up by itself, so it actually helps the oils evaporate from the resin. So I recommend that way of burning it if you've never burned resin before. Oh, I'm glad it's under control at least. And yeah, the incense, I tend to recommend it for people who have smaller spaces. So it tends to be intense enough for a whole space, but not too intense. Although I have a much larger space, so the smell is quite faint. I have some honey incense burning right now that Em sent me. They're so pleasant. Love them. I cannot find any honey from Hem here though, which is unfortunate. But yes, I'm very glad you like the incense. When it comes to frankincense, that is my favorite from all of the ones I tried. Do you have, you live, what do I call you? Do I call you Monarchy, or do you have a name that you prefer? Oh, do I, Ragdoll, right? There are so many people that I speak to on a daily basis that sometimes when you don't have a name in your user, I have to filter the name in my brain. You live in Hungary, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have the graveyard candles there? If you do, take a small glass one if you can find it, and then just fill it with rocks a little bit, and then you can put the candle on it and burn the foil on the top. That's what I do. Honey is sweet. It smells a little bit like honey and a little bit has a little bit of a floral scent to it. My accent hates that word. Really? Interesting. We have, you can pretty much find, you can find specific types of graveyard candles in specific stores, more candle and such miscellaneous things oriented stores. But generally, you can find graveyard candles in any, even grocery store you go into. So they're very, they're a widespread item here. So that's interesting. Good thing that autumn is coming then. It's already been getting colder here in the mornings. So that's been pleasant. Even though in this sense we're going to stay on the sea for a while longer. I'm going to send, like everyone is going to receive at least one pack of the frankincense and myrrh. I know it won't be everyone's, I know not everyone will enjoy the scent, but I have to send it to everybody that I can. So you can at least try it. 7 herbs from Golden Nag, right? Yes, they are also, the scents are also a little bit intense, but you said you like herb scents, so I thought maybe you would enjoy them. Do you actually like the holy basil I sent you? It's the Tulsi incense. I sent it as a joke, but I do not know whether it's actually whether it is actually enjoyable for you. I mean, it is also a herb, so you know, you never know. If you cook the incense as spaghetti, please keep it to yourself. I do not need to know all of the blasphemous happenings in your part of the church, in your little hut in the woods. I thought I was going to finish this sooner, but the first part is just going to be my 2 fish sleeping together. I will work on the sir later, but I knew that I would not finish him during this stream completely because there is a lot to draw there. So I just wanted to finish this one that I've already had pretty much done of my 2 fish. One of the items in the summoning circle for all my Italian friends is certainly a pack of spaghetti. It's in your blood, Kia, you cannot escape it. Imagine fish-shaped pasta. That has to exist somewhere. I'm just imagining fish-shaped everything I think about at the moment, so my comment should not be a surprise. I do not even eat pasta, but I would cherish that pasta. We had little bunny-shaped pasta here for spring, Ostara, Easter. It was a very sweet pasta. I sent it to Em as a gift, so they had bunny pasta, but they did not have fish-shaped pasta for the summer, unfortunately. I am also still thinking about clay fish that we spoke about, Charles. I have not touched clay for a while since I made the little statue of my Lord. I won't need this anymore. And I do not know when I will again, but the little fish are on my mind. Now you can witness my method of just kind of scribbling on paper for shading. It is cross-hatching sometimes, but mostly it's just me zoning out and doing whatever feels right. Especially for fabric and wood. Takes a really long time, but I do not really have to think about it that much. I just kind of add depth and then add more depth, and sometimes add texture and then more depth. What do you plan to make out of clay, Kia? My child also has some clay, but she needs it for school. So everyone is artistically inclined here. And considering it is my church, it makes sense. Our church. I was thinking about the little fish, and I still have the little Nivan in mind, although I'm not certain when I will get to him. But he is on my mind all the time. Yes. One day, perhaps. And maybe a little Ankh. Did you ever think about making something for Lord Hypnos out of clay? Or perhaps a vase? I found out where they have the spinning tables and the, what do you call it? The clyn, where I can burn clay. I just have to, it is a little bit further away, but you can apparently go there and they will, you pay a little bit of a fee and then you can use it all. and I still have some clay that I actually need to burn. So I'm thinking of making some vases there when I decide to go. But considering how many vases were made during the um, Greek and Hellenic period, I think of vases mostly and the little details they put on them. They have very beautiful vases. When I was looking at Egyptian pottery, I was also looking at some Greek pottery, and it's truly very beautiful. I also thought I should start with something smaller, and then the first thing out of clay that I made was the statue of Heru. So that was not very small. But however, whatever strikes you. It is actually, I found that working with clay is actually simpler than it seems if you have good clay. Because the statue of Heru was actually not that difficult to make for someone who has no tools for clay and has no previous working with clay experience. So it was I don't know, it was a good time. I was blessed by Master Knam for the 3 hours that took me to make it. But if you ever make even the little poppies, I would like to see them. And if you ever make a bust of Hypnos, of course, I would love to see it if you would be inclined to show it to me. I love it when people make art for their spirits or deities, any type of art, or like devotional acts. It's very near and dear to me. That is such an endearing idea. Would it be that little ghost that's like a small figurine with a hole, so you stick the incense for him to hold it? I think I saw something similar, and they are very sweet. I was also thinking about making a little holder like that from the clay that has to be burnt in the clen. So I have a little figurine. Thank you, Kia. I kind of start with the bare minimum in any art form that I pick up, because I tend to pick up art forms however it comes to me, whenever it comes to me, based on them mostly. So I mean, my hands and a toothpick did a lot for me when it came to the statue of Lord Heru. I did. Although I'm certain that having actual proper tools would have made the process easier, but you know. I did it like in the good old days, without any fancy tools. It was the same with jewelry. Although with jewelry, I am glad that I have more quality tools, and you really do need it. I mean, you do not, but if you are going to give away or sell your pieces, I think jewelry quality materials go a long way. Hopefully next time I make more rosaries, I will have the gloves. I do not even know what I'm looking for, just something that is tight on my hand and has no fingertips. So maybe I find some I like and just cut the fingertips off. I'll see. Oh, that is also very interesting. I like that idea. If you make it, I would also like to see it. I forgot that stands for cones exist, considering I burn everything on my metal tray. That would be very cute. Yes and no. On Sirena, you see his gills. Hold on. He has the gills on his left side of the face on his cheek. However, I do not think that they are gills that actually work. At least not when he's out of the water. Hold on. I mean, you know what he looks like, but I want to show him to you. Hold on. I have the image that I did not finish here somewhere. Yes. Oh, you cannot really see them here, but yeah, on the white side of his face, he has the couple of gills here. Although I do not know whether sirens actually need gills to breathe underwater or not. Medusa, as you've seen him for now, is in his fully, well, mostly, entirely human form or humanoid, and he does not have gills. But when he turns into a siren, he does get them on his neck, and he has some under his ribs as well. So you will see his. We will get to his form a little bit later down the line, but yeah. So he does not have gills until he completely changes his form, but he can breathe underwater even if his form is not changed. So I do not know how much the gills affect their ability to breathe underwater. Sirena cannot change his form at all because he was human born and then he was turned into a siren later in life. Your father is a very wise man, and it would have done me good to do that with the statue that I was making of Heru. He was supposed to have legs. However, that did not work well in my that did not work as I planned. So yes, I learned that by myself after making him. So if I ever make something like a full body out of clay, I will certainly get some thread wire and make a skeleton. I was also thinking about, although I do like the half long skirt of feathers and the tail that I ended up making on the statue, I really actually enjoy that part. And I was thinking, if you remember my drawing of father, I was actually thinking of making the bottom drawing of him with the hood on, looming over a person, to make that out of clay. It would take me a really long time to make that one, but it was after I drew it, I inspired myself, I suppose. I just thought it would be a very beautiful clay sculpture to have him um, over a mountain, like looming over, and put that in the place where the metal statue of here is now. So he's like looming over the place where I offer them food. That would be very beautiful. I do not know whether I will ever make it, but it was an idea that I had. Oh yes, I have many ideas in many forms of art. We'll see. For now, I will at least make the little fish. Although clay is certainly way more the chematic uh, crew-oriented craft, which makes sense. And if I ever go to the place and make a vase, I would love to pair the chematic side and the sirens, and make a vase that is that looks like an ancient Egyptian vase, but that has a fish decor on it in the style like the ancient Egyptian artists would draw the fish. So it's a little ancient Egyptian fish vase. I would love to do that. And then I will likely paint it. So yes, I'm thinking about fish vases and such. Mm. It is very interesting to see everything all together. Hold on. Look at that. You can see the unedited pieces now. Oh, this one. I was talking about this. Make this out of clay. Can you, hold on, am I in frame? Yes. Make this out of clay. It's optimistic, but I was optimistic for the statue of Memphis of Lord Heru, so who says I cannot make this as well? But yeah, my boy. I never finished this, and I never finished me striking him on the floor. There we are. Perhaps I will one day, but yeah, and there is what else? I also never, yeah, I have a lot of these, second, I have a lot of these I did not finish. Something with Casimir. Yeah, the first drawing in this old sketchbook, but was this one with Mala, if you remember it. What else? And I was also yesterday when I was thinking about my Lord. I have this vision that I got many months ago now. When was it? 5th April. The 5th of April, and I saw something with the Lord and Ra, and I actually have it sketched completely. I just never finished it. Although considering they are timeless in a sense, I think I could finish it. I just finished the first page. Yeah, and then I never finished the rest, unfortunately, but yes. We will finish it once. I actually, I want to finish it because of the entire vision, but also because I drew how I saw Ra, and that was an experience that I was thinking about the entire week. Yes. And here, I think I finished the majority of the siren things here. This is my stack of papers in the back. This was this was my sketch for the statue. I do not even know why I made it because it helped me not at all, but I did attempt to sketch it. Yeah, I had one page left. I also plan to finish this one of the Sirena. I almost said his name. Sharky. Yes. Anyway, let me finish this so I can work on my celestial sir. Thank you. My work is something. It is. I like to make for them very much. Let me just check this real quick. Oh. Good. All right. Oh, I love my ghosties. All of them. I am still in the mood that I was yesterday evening. I'm always in that mood. I love them so much. I had a very interesting dream last night with the two of them. I'm going to put it up later, but it was a considerable dream. I got to experience them in a whole, like in a entirely different. I wrote it down. I will post it later. It was a very good dream, and it also made me realize how much of their complexity is still way beyond me and my understanding. But it all makes sense. I just do not have the words to describe them yet. But I understand them on a energetic level, I think. At least way better than on a level I can describe verbally. Usually I experience them like people, quote unquote, as like two people. But in the dream, I experienced their energies as archetypes, as you would usually experience deities. But it was noticeably different than how I experienced deities. So sirens are just it's such a peculiar type of spirits that they are just they are immaculate beings. It was a very good dream. They said, finally, you finished the 5th part of the comic. Here, have a treat. And I certainly did feel treated. Oh, we are. I hope they feel blessed to have me. I suppose if they did not, they would not be here. So that is my, if they're here against their own will, they're doing it to themselves. So I don't know what to say. But yes, I think they also like me in some way, for some reason. Siren is joking with me right now. He was so quiet up until now, and now he's just being his fish self. Yes. My fish. Oh yes, Ren, I did not read your messages yet. The ones that I told grammar told you to resend. I will. Whenever we speak about spiritual stuff, it takes me a while to think of how to say what I want to say it, how to say what I wish to say. Because if it's a complex answer, my complex question, my answer is also complex. So, pardon my inability to speak today. I'm always so interested. Um, I never interacted with the fairy folk, or for instance, dragons. They are also very of much interest to me, or any other type of entity that I've never interacted with, but I know that they exist. They're always. It's very. Nice is a very bland and vague term, but it's very nice to know people who interact with different types of entities that I do not. Although, even if I never interacted with them, since working with sirens, I've been trying to place them somewhere. And on the spectrum, they seem lesser than deities, but higher than earthbound spirits. So they're somewhere in the middle, as Charles and I have concluded. And I also imagine that fairies and perhaps dragons may be somewhere in there together with sirens. So yes, I can imagine that they are very complex on their own as well. We are all truly blessed to have them, I think. And I think, in a sense, they are also blessed to have us. In some sense, they find in the connection, because I think it does some good to them. I think the idea of them doing something for you, so you doing something for them, is a very human-made idea. Medusa actually talks about this. Well, not I wanted to say in this part, but not yet. But Medusa will talk about this in the comic, and they do not function on that basis of I do something for you, so you do something for me. And I think the same can be said for spirits, because it flows way more naturally with them. So I think just being connected with them on a frequency does a lot for them, in a way, as it does for you, even if you sometimes cannot the good that you do for them is not within your perception, if that makes sense. Especially depending on how you feel them and how you communicate with them. A large part of them and who they are is outside of your view. But I think their mere presence shows that your influence on them is beneficial. as their influence on you is also beneficial, I would assume. So, yes. I cannot remember the original question. I think it was just me. I mean, someone mentioned spirits, so here I am. Anyway, I have not. Hold on. It would make sense that, although they are myths, that you're more likely to meet a certain type of entity depending on what space, what place in the world you live in. I never thought about this when it comes to my sirens, because I was aware of Medusa when I was in Germany as well. I do not know whether you can say that I lived near a river in Germany, and here it takes me about 2.5 hours to get to the sea, so I am uncertain whether that has anything to do with it, although it may. And they have the Lorelei in Germany, which is who is a local siren. So actually, it would make sense. Although they are certainly not bound to a place, I think some spaces are more known to them or occupied by them in a sense. Hmm. Similar to how it was with Kreos and his dad, and Finnegan now. It is no surprise to me that I meet so many priests, considering where I live, and that I met quite some knights and kings, as this was a very active space during the medieval era. That sounds so sweet. They remind me of almost like little elementals. I've never heard of them before, although I am vaguely familiar with the concept of such a being. There is a lot of such smaller entity types that can be found around forests and homes and stuff and such. So they're like fire, little fire kittens. Hello, Val. We are talking about fire kittens and fish, just like any good sermon should go. Also, my mic is better. Also, hello to the rest of the 8 people who are not participating in our fire kitten fish conversation. I often actually wondered whether a Tara was bound to a space in Germany. Mm. Although, yeah, there was a very short period of time where I felt I cannot even describe it, and I do not know whether I've ever written this down, but there was a very, very short time when I just moved here where I felt an energy very similar to his, but as all of his aspects together. And the energy appeared as this violet, almost this color, and in the shape of a ram. And I do not know whether that meant that they, oh, what do you call it? I do not, although perhaps it is better for me not to use that word. I do not know whether to understand it as a merged form of all of them together. Like if Uriel, Bishop, and Shepherd merged into one being, so technically all of the parts merged into one being, and it was a sort of a reunion and they could pass over. I'm not certain, but I thought about this. But considering both Germany and Croatia are quite farm-oriented countries still, I'm not certain, but I did think about it. The same thing for spirits related to war. That certainly, it matters where you live when it comes to them. At least ones that are connected to certain types of wars, as Ragdoll and I were speaking yesterday, some days ago, I cannot remember, but yes. They also tend to be a very location bound in my experience, as Craius was. I meant more modern wars, but also the battles in regards to the knights and the Middle Ages can be included there. The sheeps have been mentioned. Oh, I gave them so many honey offerings lately, and feathers, and some autumnal things, items I found outside, like chestnuts and stuff. Oh, I still miss the sheep, but I hope the sheep are doing well. The sheep will always remain in my mind. Atara is just very, they were such a, when it comes to aspects, Atara was visibly one of the most complex entities I've ever worked with. And I would not be surprised to see him again if they would require it, of course. With Craius and Litera, I am fairly certain that they are where they need to be. This same thing with Coletta and Isaiah. I would not be surprised to see them again. Just energy-wise, they're I can kind of understand them in different ways. Persecutor. Kia, of what sort? It is very possible. Since I started making the short drawing videos, people are always asking for me to make more drawing videos, and I'm certain that they did not think of these types of videos, but in a sense I am fulfilling your inquiry of more drawing videos. My hand may be in the way most of the time, but I am no drawing video professional, I fear. I think this is good. They're sleeping together on the deck outside. And you will see parts of it, but you will really see it in this drawing. If you're a part of this stream, you will get some fun facts, fun spirit facts, cool bug facts before everyone else. Medusa has this tattoo that goes from the nape of his neck downwards, and they are it is like a jellyfish, but the body of the jellyfish is his head. So the tentacles are going from the back of his neck all the way down, mostly around his right arm, some of his chest, shoulders, and neck, and sometimes on his face. The interesting thing about this tattoo is that he only has it in his humanoid form. It disappears when he is in his siren form, and also the tattoo moves on his skin. So if he was to hold his hand still like this, you would see the tentacles move around his hand on his skin, which is why the tattoo will look different every single time I will draw it. So yes, that is another magic thing about our captain. He has a moving tattoo on his back and arms. I reckon it is a sort of a teller of his form in his humanoid form, because he assimilates the aspects of a jellyfish in his merman form, so I reckon that is also why it disappears when he enters it. Oh yes, I forgot about the presents. Ren, if you do, please do tell me. I was jesting about Sirena, but I would not be surprised if he decided to look around. Although if it was someone shy, perhaps not him. Yes. Ragdoll, I never visited such... I did visit more considerable or important areas in regards to war, but I'm certain that if I ever visited one now, that it would be quite overwhelming when it comes to war era entities. I do not know how large the area of their binding is, but I imagine it is not, for some it is not very large. So I can imagine it can be quite both overwhelming and perhaps intimidating sometimes. But yes, for the war ones, I am very well aware of this. Have a good meal, Val. Thank you. Everyone is in the church's kitchen today. We had Missy in the morning, and now we have Val. And later someone else, I'm certain. Negativity, hatred. I do not know the Karidi. I'm not familiar with it. Although a negative, energetically negative abyssal monster, quote unquote, I can imagine the image, the feeling. I will look it up after the stream. How is it spelled? With two D's. Okay. If you live near the water, which you do, I will not be surprised. I imagine some beings would be certainly very intensely tied to water. Do you ever do? Have you had negative experiences with them, or have you only felt them around? And then my second question would probably be: do you ever do anything for protection? But that is very interesting. I've had various instances of feeling entities that I have not bound with, but I felt them around me, and some of them were uh, the gravity of the negativity they had in them was extremely intimidating. So I can imagine. I felt a handful of them in Germany, actually. Whether that pulled from my own state that I was in there, I'm not certain, but I would not be surprised. I reckon I was a pretty easy target there, at least for a period of time, which was in a way clear with Lillian, but he has gone now. Ah, Charybdis. I know who. I don't know who. I know the creature. Oh, very interesting. I have not heard that. I suddenly got a memory flash. I was when I was much younger. I was reading about all of the different types of creatures, and the Charybdis was one of them, and the Sela as well, the sea creature. I've never. Very interesting. I will think about that. I have more to say. Let me just hold on. Since the sirens and everything of the sort, I've been. You know how there is always the conversation about the mythological beings not being real, etc. It would make a lot of sense to be real, for them to exist just on another frequency, and then the people who had experiences with them either were more spiritually open, so they had more experiences of the same sort of entity, or they had what you would call like a paranormal experience. But I imagine that people who are more spiritually open but do not practice it cannot really influence what they experience and how. So I can imagine it is quite frightening to some, which would make a lot of sense. That, a dragon as a large reptile did not physically exist, but all of them exist as they are, just on a different frequency than ours. That would make a lot of sense to me, at least. And I suppose I've already, in part, accepted that, considering the fish. That they are simply a different type of spirit, and hence a being, but they do not need to have a physical form than necessarily. Although people who have, what is it called? It's not claircognizance, it's when you can see with your eyes. I can imagine they were seeing apparitions as well. I cannot remember it for the life of me. Clairaudiences, when you hear. You know what I'm thinking about. If you are actually feeling Charybdis around you, I can imagine that they are a very complex entity to even try to comprehend as an entity in your vicinity. So is it clairvoyance? Hold on. Hold on. I thought, just a second, I have something. I mixed up clairvoyance and clairsentience. That is my bad. You can tell that I'm tired, eh? Yes. The ones who have clairvoyance, yes. Yes. Thank you. Okay, I think this is fairly finished. This is going to be for the last day, the drawing of my fish. Alright, now I just have to edit it. And I've also finished the drawing of Sirena. There he is. Now I just have to take a photo and edit him as well. And now, the sir. Let me just place paper here so I remember. Nope. What time is it? 1. Featuring small sirena. Now I will just need, am I able to open a reference here without all of this breaking? Yes, yes, beautiful. Give me just a moment of time. That is not the one. Do I want to? Not really. Yes, the power of technology, type 2. Type 2, part 2. Missy was amazed that I could see myself on the other screen. Yes, the only problem with geometry on paper is that some of this is not going to be quite correct when I take a photograph of it, but that is doable. That is, I can work with that. Usually I try to gaslight myself that it won't take me so long to edit a drawing, but I'm not even attempting to do this with this drawing because I know that it's going to take me a very long time to finish it digitally, but it will be worth it. I can finally see him more clearly as him, so I really just wanted to make a drawing fitting for him. Fit for a celestial like him. This all seems a little crooked to me, but unfortunately I cannot really see it with my eyes. It has only now occurred to me that my microphone is way closer to my mouth than usual, so I hope that you're not exposed to HD drinking sounds every time I take a sip of water. If so, I apologize. It's fine. Oh well. In said case, I hope there is nobody with misphonia in the chat, in the room with us. This is very off, but it's fine. See, if I drew digitally, this would be way easier to make, to do, to draw. But I simply like to make myself suffer on paper sometimes, you know? Not everything needs to be readily available and easy to do, I think. I would rather Father ASMR being the clicking of rosaries, not me drinking water, but you know. Such is your fate, if you wish for a better audio while I'm drawing. But if the audio is fine, although Arsen did say that you cannot hear the surrounding sound so much with headphones, so perhaps I will just have them on from now on. And I'm grateful that I figured this out 3 streams in and not 33. Yeah, this is going to happen sometimes, that's fine. Somebody once asked me, the person is likely not here. I have no idea who the person is, considering it was a anonymous message on my queue. How do you even pronounce that? It's Qooh. Q. I don't know. Whether I can do a voice reveal because they wanted to hear Croatian. You heard some Croatian in the beginning of the stream. you were ever interested. I do not know how much of her you heard, but yes. It sounds very Slavic, Russian, Czech. If you ever heard Serbian, you heard a very similar language to Croatian. I suppose it would be just Q. My thoughts are in 5 different uh, spaces at the same time today. This is a little crooked. I just now noticed that both Bishop and him have this shawl type of thing around their neck and over their chest. Which makes sense. It's fine, I finished the other thing in an hour. Oh my goodness. I am shedding. Also, it just occurred to me, Maud also has a moving tattoo of a dragon. At this point, anything I think of in regards to them seems to be applying to her as well, which makes a lot of sense considering they're the same type of entity. It's very interesting. I saw that she has some tattoos, but I cannot remember seeing a dragon. Is it also on her back? If you're still here, Charles. Thank you for coming, Kia. Take care. And see you soon. I will tell you when everything for Dragonfly arrives. And I'm very much so looking forward to making your piece. Thank you for your company. Don't get swallowed by the sea, please. Thank you. A medallion. The first time I saw him when he came back, Finnegan, I saw him in this way of him sitting on a church altar, the one on which, behind which the priests stand to preach, to read the Bible and hold the mass, and it was very, very archangel-like. It is your church for sure, for certain. And I really loved that image, so here I am drawing it. So this is supposed to be the holy altar onto which you would not sit normally. But it is his house. Oh, enjoy your coffee, Arsen. I do have some actually here in my mist cat cup. You cannot really see it, but yes. I will not. It is my second coffee of the day. Don't tell anyone. I woke up earlier than I planned to wake up. I woke up at 4 or 5, and then I fell back asleep, and then I woke up again around 10 to 8, and then I finished the comic, and now I'm here. When I have time to sleep, my body is just so used to not sleeping that I wake up way too early and then I cannot sleep again. But I'm trying to see how much I can lean in so I do not get in the frame. So this is actually helping me keep my posture right. Oh, that's very good. Very good. Excuse me. Do you make Turkish coffee? Or am I the only peasant here? I love my Turkish coffee though. I'm not trading it for a coffee machine at any point in my life. It is simply the priest way to make coffee in the Jezvica. Also, Carla, if you are still here, I hope you are enjoying me working on the drawing of him. And I wanted to say, you are my biggest lady enjoyer, it seems. You will like Izara, I think. She's reminiscent of Yuri. With a very soft hair. Her and Sirena do not really get along at the beginning. Well, Sirena is a little bit. They have this very curious type of relationship where they are scared of each other, but Izara is more flee-oriented, while Sirena is fight-oriented. So they are. Medusa is standing in between them at the beginning, but they become good friends in later in time. It's the sort of thing of seeing a spider and then the spider is as scared of you as you are of the spider. That's sort of how I would explain their relationship in the beginning. That's good. I'm glad. Yes, she's very sweet. Fluffy lady. She's very close to Medusa, so he's very protective of her. Soon you will see more of the lady. They have a very comical interaction around the ending of the comic, so we will get to it, but I love them together. Sirena just has to start feeling more comfortable around people again. Mocha? Yes, she's very sweet. You have a mocha. What is a mocha? Mocha. Hmm. Does it mean if I go to Italy and start making Turkish coffee, do I get shot in on place, or do I get spaghettied to death? His attire is black, so I do not need to shade it. Okay. Now the thing. Italian cafe machine. Okay. Yeah, I thought so, but I shall forever stay a peasant in my heart when it comes to coffee, and I only make Turkish coffee, and that's it. Only when I am somewhere else and other people are making it for me, then I may have a coffee from a machine. But otherwise, I only make Turkish, and I will always only make Turkish. I am my own coffee machine. If the time allows, I will make you Turkish coffee one day. Apparently, it is stronger than the one from a machine. I'm not certain. I cannot really tell, to be honest. But the taste is just so familiar to me that it's the only way I like to drink it when I make it. Partially nostalgia, I suppose. This is not so bad, is it? Oh, it's fine, Carla. It depends on how you make it. I put some. Oh, I cannot think of the English word for hafer. Oat. I put some oat milk in it, so that's why it looks like that. But when you make it, it's basically you have a metal coffee maker. It's a metal kitchen supply. It's called a jezvica in Croatian. I do not think it has a translation in English. basically like a cup or a vase-shaped metal supply. And you put ground coffee in, and you put some sugar in, and then you mix it with hot water, and you put it so it starts to boil a little bit, and then you leave it until the ground coffee settles on the bottom. So you're basically cooking coffee in the water, which is probably why a lot of people say that it is more intense, because you infuse the water with the coffee, and then you drink it how you like it. That's what Turkish coffee is if you've never saw it being made or if you've never had it. Sweet Bun is mortified by my coffee consumption, but hey, he also needs to watch his caffeine consumption, considering he's feeling it now, considering the years. So then Sweet Bun would understand you. Do you drink anything else in place of coffee? Hello, Aki. Oh, did you? I apologize. I did not look. I just now remembered when I saw your. I did not look about the package information. I will. I will look. I will write it here. I will look it up. But hello. It is good to see you again. Also, I understand that using a coffee machine may be easier, or you may have more different versions, question mark, of coffee to make with the machine. So I understand your usage of a machine nowadays, Carla. It is all right. I do not mind it. We can have a coffee machine in the church for other people, but I shall remain using my Jesuits still. I use just regular oats. I prefer to use milk substitutes because they just I feel better when I don't drink cow's milk anymore. And I have not had cow's milk for such a long time. I think I made myself well, not intolerant, but I feel worse now when I have it than when I don't. So that's why I either drink oat or well, any other type really. Although the taste of cow's milk I still enjoy. I remember once when I was way younger, I do not remember anything else, where I was or why or how, but I was at a farm, and the farmers were milking a cow, so I got to try some fresh cow milk, and I've never tasted it such a taste since. It was very good. The cow's milk you buy tastes nothing like the fresh cow milk you get, which is no surprise, but it was very, very good. I don't remember the taste anymore. I just remember that I liked it a lot. Now I have to look up what a mocha is to see what all of you are talking about. I shall later. You and Sweet Bun have a lot of things in common, Ren. Well, when it comes to coffee, at least, he also likes black tea, as I've mentioned. I have not had hot chocolate in a while. It usually makes me sick. It's way too sweet for me. But I imagine it is very cozy during cold times. Excuse me. I mean, fresh anything from nature cannot compare to um, anything you buy cannot compare to anything fresh from nature. So, especially considering we have a lot of farmers markets here, the fruit and vegetables you buy from like a stand where the person is growing their own fruit and vegetables, and then from a store, it is also absolutely no comparison. So, although I do not visit them often, but they have very good fruit there during summer, but I have not been this summer because I don't know. I'm feeling still tired, but I'm doing. Thank you for asking. This arch I drew perfectly. This one is giving me a lot of trouble. But yes, I'm doing alright. I think I need to sleep a little more. But other than that, I'm feeling fine. I've been feeling under the weather these past few days. I think because of the temperature change in the morning. And yes, and my immune system is not the best sometimes. So I'm hoping not to for nothing to happen. I cannot think still. Sounds like a very calming day. I have to remember that your time and your seasons are the opposite of ours, Ren. Yes, you're entering summer now, and we are exiting summer. You are backwards. You are in the upside down. Or perhaps we are backwards to you. So we are in the upside down. Who is to know? Who is to say, you know? Perhaps when spirits look at us, we are in the upside down for them. So each person is their own judge. I think these are going to be rock. I need to sketch this. Hold on. Yes. This is going to take me a very long time to shade. And for the color, I think I'm going to associate yellow and green with him. So I reckon the halo will be yellow. And the rest will be various shades of green, I think. I will have to experiment. The stained glass behind him. You're all sorts of everywhere, not here. You're in the upside down, backwards, and from the future, all at the same time. Are you even real, Ren? Am I even making a rosary for a real person? I mean, Ren's spirits are from Australia. Or are they? Who know where where they are from and where they actually exist? You're an entire different type of a spirit on your own, it seems to me. Alright, so it's going to be fine like this. Ah, yeah, I suppose. Too much. Am I going to make a tangent? Yes, that's fine. Oh well. And then it would be approximately. I will deal with the floor later. I am not restarting this. You cannot make me. Is a tangent blasphemy in your book? How do you enter the church if we are using the fireplace during winter? Please don't try to slide in through the chimney then. Oh, it says a slide on the roof. I'm sorry, I cannot read apparently either. Although, do not be entering the church through the chimney either way. That would be unfortunate. We would have a cooked wren. Not the trap doors, my arch nemesis. My third arch nemesis in life are trap doors. Since Germany. My life has never been the same since I had to deal with trap doors every day. We have to mark every trapdoor we have in the church so people do not step on them. How many trapdoors do we have in the church? I need a fish. The second is salted butter. You still remember, eh? Yes, I mean, I'm still working on it, and I do not know how well you can see it. It is going to be very detailed. So once I finish, you will see the image. I assume that you follow me. So you will see I will show all of the details. And there are going to be even more details when I edit it. I cannot really show it so well. Maybe I could take my phone off the stand and show it to you before I end the stream. But yes, I now see that you cannot see it very well, but you will see it, don't worry. I'm currently working on a very little fish. Yes, yes. Him and Sirena are tied, so he has a little fish motif everywhere. And also, if you know, he specifically mentioned in the, what is his name, Tobias, I think, in the Bible, and the story in which he appears has to do with a fish and curing a man of blindness. So he also actually has biblical fish connections, which is just absolutely perfect if you think about it. No wonder he wanted to be with the sirens. But yes, he also has a tie to Sirena, so I had to draw a little fish up here. Sirena is his fish. Sirena just seems to be everybody's fish when it comes to Medusa and also other types of deities. But yes, I'm not certain who my first arch nemesis is. The second is salted butter, the third are trapdoors. I think I said that the first were people at the time. They may still be. Not my churchgoers though, but people in general, mayhaps. I am glad I do not need to open any more trapdoors though. That was... Oh. Don't get a heart attack at the end of the stream when I show him up close. Or when I post the drawing, actually. You and your archangels. Have you ever had experience with any celestials, Carla? Actually, I cannot wait to make a rosary for him. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. I have the beads. Oh, the beads came. I do not know if did I show them to you? I can show them to you again. Take care, Aki. Oh, I forgot my microphone is here. Take care, Aki. See you. I will look the thing up that I said. Let me just see. Hold on. Do you see them well? These are the nebula beads. Or it is a type of jasper. Kambala jasper. It is Kambala jasper or a green nebula stone. They're the same name for the two names for the same stone, and these are going to be the beads for him. And I love this stone because here it is again. look like little planets. I do not know how well you can see it, but they look like they're little planets or little nebulas within the stone. And I really love the. I'm out of frame. I really love the detail on them. Focus. There we go. Yes. So I'm really looking forward to you using them. And I'm going to use these little... Okay, I went away. But yes, I also could not find any more of these. I'm going to use these little wings, spacers, gold wire and the gold medallion, and also a centerpiece of some sort. I shall look at a mocha after. Oh, I will listen to the... Now that I finished the comic, I have more of my mind free until I sketch the other part, so I will listen to your messages. I know that it's been about 2 months. I will listen to them. I will. Also, would you like to see it? It is not finished yet, but Carla, I did not have the right size of the chain when I made this, so it is a very small chain, and it is the thicker wire, and it looks fine, but it was very, very difficult to work with. And I need to attach more chain, and also these spacers are very pretty, but they are near impossible to set so that they sit correctly. So I really like them, Arsene, but I do not think I will be using them anymore, at least not for spacers, because they do not sit well on the wire at all. But for other types of necklaces, I reckon I will. And then it's going to be like this. And my spacers finally came, my centerpieces. So I just have to connect it like this. Yeah. It's for, it's the Paladin's Eclipse for Cholera and Creyas. And then when I finish it, I will post it on my jewelry account. I just have to brace myself for opening the wire because it's the 0.8 millimeter wire, and the chain is just... You could very well choke someone with this rosary by how sturdy it is. So yes, this shall be finished as well. Thank you, thank you. You seem to like a gold and black, Ren, if I may make an observation. I really like the contrast myself. Gold wire really goes well with some... I'm also going to use... there's going to be a gold and labradorite one for Kia, and it's going to look immaculate, I think. Very beautiful. I'm very looking forward to making it. And I'm also, I think of pairing possibly opalite with gold. I think that is also going to look good, but we will get to it. Drawing for now, and my references here. Of course, anytime. I got the velvet now from the person. So I'm going to try to, he had no black anymore, which is fine. I got some red, dark green, and dark blue and silver. So I'm going to attempt to use it for backgrounds, and I think the dark blue with the pearl rosary I plan to make is going to look very beautiful as a background. I've never really worked with velvet, so I do not know how it behaves with the light, but certainly better than the material I have. What is it like? Just sort of random shards. This is glass. Oh, it's alright, Arsen. I'm grateful that you got me any of them at the time, considering I could not really get any quality ones myself. I still appreciate these very much, and I love them. I just wish that they were easier to use on with wire, but alas, I will find a use for them for certain. Just not as spacers, perhaps as embellishments or something of the sort. But I am glad that I used them for this rosary because they are the only sun-like spacers that I have. And considering the pendant, they were just perfect. Absolutely. And there is a little star here. Yes, the fish. It's a little bit. I am counting on stained glass not being perfect because, especially not the medieval types, because they were not made. No, that is an oil recipe. Hold on. There we are. Yeah. They were like a hand poured and painted and everything. The metal, I mean. I'm also planning on making a type of necklace, perhaps a mala. What is happening? Just checking. Just checking. Are you still live? Yes. Do you need something?
From you though.
From who then? Що требаш?
What do you use for cleaning sink? And
Imaš tamo onaj žuti... Čekaj. Gdje tu tamo je? Moraš maknut sve. Makneš sve tamo, makneš sve iz ovog. Od špetlinga i samo su ove Aha. Je li imaš za ogledalo? Joj, bi se trebala, ali samo da isto ono sve mora skinuti. A to, ne znam, koristim papir za to, jer nemam ti onaj. Ok. Pa ga samo obriši. Oj. Ja ću onda pod. Ok. Sorry, she needed something. And I think I'm going to go shortly as well. I'm on already 2 hours. Enjoy your sandwich. You're going to meet the lot of people that are in the kitchen right now. Hold on. I need to cross. I'll fix it later. I think I will be going soon. I think about 2 hours is my limit when I'm tired. Hour and a half or so. So let me just, I will try to take this off to show you a close-up. Hold on. This is very professional. Oh. Is it going to work? Oh, yes. There we are. That is him, and this is the start of the fish. Yes. It's going to have way more detail because I'm also going to draw the feathers on here and shade everything, but for now, there he is, yes. So I'm leaving you with him. Thank you for coming, and we will see you soon. Have a blessed day. Thank you.